Helping those affected by suicide out of the darkness. That's the goal of the 7th Annual Community Walk coming up September 17th.
And we have Ms. Shirley Ramsey, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Virginia Chapter Chair, is here. Welcome to Virginia this morning, Ms. Shirley.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
We were just talking, and very passionately, I might add, before we got started about your personal connection. You are busy all the time as an advocate and as an ambassador. You're traveling this weekend ahead of a huge event coming up. Tell us about the chapter here in Richmond.
Well, the chapter here in actually Virginia, it's the Virginia chapter. We were just chartered in 2015. We were one of the last few states to get a charter for our chapter, so we were really excited that that took place. And since it's taken place, we are growing by leaps and bounds throughout the state.
And the walk started out as how many people?
It started out in 2010. I started the walk along with another person. We did it at Monroe Park our first year, and we had around 300 people. And since then, we've moved to Deep Run Park, and it's been there for the rest of the walks. And last year, we had 1,050 walkers.
That is wonderful.
Shirley, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is doing some critical work across the country. You know, we have the Virginia chapter now. What are the goals of this group?
Well, we have a very bold goal. Within the next 10 years, we hope to see the statistics, or try to reduce the statistics by 20% by the year 2025. That's one of our hashtags, 20% by year 2025. And in order to do that, we have these signature walks called the Out of the Darkness walks, which literally do help bring it out of the darkness and get the conversation going about suicide prevention. What we try to do as chapters is we support advocacy and public policy. Most of our chapters have a team. We're still working on getting an advocacy team for our chapter. We do a lot with research funding. A lot of our money is raised to fund research. And then also education and prevention programs for all ages. We're doing a lot of that. And then the last part, and the part that tapped me in, was to give support to those who've been affected by suicide or have lost someone to suicide.
Because it's more common than people really think. 1 in 5 people will have some type of direct connection with someone that does commit suicide, and they're leaving behind family members. Sometimes they don't even know the reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1 in 4 in America, may suffer from a mental health condition, and we want to look at it as a mental health condition, not a stigmatized type of behavior, which is what often happens. And this is something, the walks really do bring that out. It gives people the opportunity to feel support, and it gives people the opportunity to grieve and be there and know they're not alone with this difficult topic.
And Shirley, you were telling us before we got started about this. It reframes the conversation, and even at a more basic level, allows people, or maybe prompts family, to have the conversation. There are folks coming out for the walk who haven't even talked about this before.
I can't tell you how many times I've had that conversation with people after the walk. They often will come up to me and say, "Thank you so much for having this. I have had a real hard time, and I haven't even been able to talk about the loss of my loved one." And when they get around, and I've had people come and say, "You mean to tell me everyone here has been touched by suicide?" And I said, "Yes." And it's very heartwarming, and it feels good to feel that support when you come to a walk.
It seems as though this would be front and center for so many more, knowing that 1 in 5 impacted, 1 in 4 may suffer from the mental health condition, and it's not. I was reading the site this morning. There's no single cause necessarily pinpointed that's prompting suicide.
It's usually a combination of several risk factors. You can't really blame it on one specific thing, and we like to help people understand that, because oftentimes people will blame themselves for a loss. And we want them to know that, there were other contributing factors that may led this person to the tragedy. And, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. It is the 2nd leading cause among our young people and our college students. and it's fourth among the middle age bracket, which is actually where the rates are the highest.
So Shirley, this is a day to come out. Nikki D. Ray is coming out to serve as Mistress of Ceremonies. Yes. And of course, you were telling us quickly about the shirts. You have the opportunity to earn this one if you do start fundraising.
Yes, if you do fundraise, it is not required.
Which you don't have to do.
You can just show up.
We just want you there. 60% of the people often that come have not fundraised, but we are just so glad to have them there. If they raise 150 or more, they receive a T-shirt, and then we have other incentives up, as they raise more and more. You can walk as an individual. You can join a team that's already formed, or you can be the captain of a team and form a team.
Well, we're glad to have you. Thank you for being with us. We're going to share some information so everybody knows where to find the event. The 7th Annual Richmond Out of Darkness Community Walk is Saturday, September 17th at Deep Run Park, 9900 Ridgefield Parkway. It begins at 9 a.m. Nikki D is going to serve as the Mistress of Ceremonies, so you'll be able to see her out there. For all the information, we'll have a link on our show website, WTVR.com/VTM.